Hey guys, welcome back to 4 Kids on a Farm. If it's your first time here, my name is Aaron, and my wife and I, Rachel, have 4 kids on a 5-acre farm here in Northern California. And we have been part of a sunflower showdown since May 11th this year. Now, we extended it a little bit. The original end date was the end of July, but we found out that everybody's sunflowers were just continuing to grow. So we extended it until they just go. And right now our sunflowers are going, yeah, it's so hot. And I think they're just all bowing to the weight of the sunflower heads. I can only grow so much. So today is the day that I find out which one's my tallest one, and I measured the seed head on the sunflowers. When we started this competition, I didn't really have a lot of hope. I just wanted to keep up. I just wanted to say that I grew something. I could not have guessed how inspired I would be through this whole thing. How the growth of a plant from a seed to a 11 to 12 foot tall sunflower could be so inspiring and amazing. It really has changed how I look at growing our own food and even flowers in the garden. Until these guys, flowers were just for show, but some flowers bring so much value to a garden, and we are so grateful for these guys being in our garden. They are awe-inspiring, they are huge, they are magnificent, awesome, cool, all of the above. In the beginning, I was a lot nervous, and I was crazy protective on how these things were growing. Really, I probably took way too many precautions. I dug a special garden space for them, wrapped it with chicken wire, and planted these guys in the ground, and was just hoping for some luck. I was nervous because crazy things can happen. A freak storm, perhaps some high winds, some hungry animals, or some kind of pest insects that we had no idea how to treat. But as these sunflowers grew, I really learned to appreciate their hardiness and their sheer ability to grow with no regrets. They just get tall and do their thing. Give them sunlight, give them water, give them nutrients, they're gonna grow sky high. These are our container sunflowers. If you're growing in a competition, this is really not the way to go. We really stunted their growth. These sunflowers, they've got a long taproot, they need that space, and putting them in this bucket just like stopped their growth. So these, we call these guys our bonsai sunflowers, because they were not able to reach their potential. We actually did a lot of things that were not necessary as well. We gave them like this crazy premium compost, which doesn't do you any good if you can't get the correct roots going on. And we watered them and we fertilized them. We did all those right things. And so this definitely was the poor variable in that decision. So, I mean, we got a large seed head. This is once again the largest sunflowers that we've ever grown, and so we got a kind of a good yield, but this was just a waste of time and effort. If that's all you have as containers, then yeah, absolutely do it. But if you are competing, nah, this is not the way to go. Now, before I measure these guys out, I wanted to say a few thank yous, especially to the core competitors, but also to everybody who jumped in and did hashtags and grew their sunflowers and posted on social media. It's just been awesome to see everybody's sunflowers, and a lot of people outside of the actual competition probably grew larger sunflowers than we did. I know these things can grow a lot higher than they did. I think I just got to make a couple tweaks and we'll get these babies 14 feet tall. Goals for next year. So to all the original competitors, thank you guys so much. This is gonna sound sappy, but we really did learn a lot of good things from you guys, and we couldn't be more pleased with the friendships that we've made. Jason at Cog Hill showed us that gardening should be fun. always. To Travis at Haas Tools, thank you. Your seeds are amazing. Gardening can be filled with mystery and suspense, but your seeds just make gardening an adventure. To Deep South Homestead.
You know, Danny and I, we like challenges. We're all up for these challenges.
Wanda and Danny, thank you guys so much. You guys are an amazing example of self-sufficiency. I don't know if I'll ever get to where you guys are. You guys are like the senseis of the gardening world. Chad at Adler Farms taught us that fear only holds you back. It never brings you forward. And our new fast friends at the Naked Hog.
So over here at the Naked Hog, we chopped down our sunflowers and used the tractor to pile them into a burn pile.
We love your channel. And to all of you guys, thank you for inspiring our kids. Our kids are a part of something that I never thought they would be a part of. They'll never forget it. They'll always remember these giant sunflowers, and they just adore all of you and your channels. And without further ado, we'll measure these guys. I'm going to take down the sunflower with the biggest head. It's this guy over here, if you can see. And then I'm gonna try to find the tallest one because half of them are bent in half. So the ones that were tall a few days ago are now just like crimped, you know, somewhere in the middle. So I may cut down a couple to see which ones are the tallest. So this is actually a little sad. These guys have grown so big, so fast. They're just a centerpiece of our farm. I do have my ratchet loppers. I'm not even sure that this is gonna be big enough to cut down some of these things. I may have to go get the old chainsaw. I'm gonna cut down one of these ones in the middle. It was the tallest one a couple weeks ago, and then I'll cut down a couple more and just lay them side by side, measure them on the ground. That way you can see exactly the measurement that I'm getting, so you know that I'm not cheating. This guy is humongous. I was gonna leave it up a little bit longer, but the way to tell if they're ready is it starts to turn pale on the back and you start to get these little dimpling all over. So this one was ready to be harvested. And this came from a sunflower stalk that I pruned all the suckers off of. And so all the energy would go straight to this one. So it's one thing I did learn, that if you want the sunflower head to be larger, you gotta prune those suckers. Some of these guys, we didn't prune them at all, and they've got a lot of really small sunflower heads, some that are a little bit big. But if you wanna get the biggest volume, this is the way to go. I'm gonna say this guy, this has gotta be a pound and a half fish. You can see right there, you know, if you move these little buds out of the way, you got those sunflowers just hanging out in there. So, I hope this is pretty accurate. Okay, right there. And let you guys see, 14 inches. I'm gonna call that 14 inches. I hope you guys can see. This thing's, holy smokes. So 14 inches across for my biggest sunflower head. That's pretty crazy. I didn't think that they would get that big. So, but I think Travis said that they can get 1.5 feet across, so goals for next year. All right guys, moment of truth. I cut down 3 that I thought would be the tallest, and let's take a look at these guys. If I could get a 12-foot sunflower this year, I feel like I would feel very accomplished, but I don't think I did. So we're gonna string this measuring tape along the sunflower, and I'll show you from the bottom and I'll show you to the top. All right, here we go. And we are at, sorry, I hope you guys can see that. We're at 11 foot 7 inches. Kind of measuring from here. And that's it. It looks thinned out there. I knocked down some of them and it just looks like it's starting to look really pathetic. Sorry, sunflowers. These are one thing that we will plant multiple times a year, every single year. Now that we've discovered them, they're so awesome. They're so fun for the kids. We plan on making a sunflower fort, right, Cade? We just want them to be able to have a fun reason to be in the garden, and these giant sunflowers are definitely a reason to be in the garden for anybody. I'm gonna feed these stalks, just chuck them over to our sheep because I know they will enjoy them. I wonder what's better, the leaves or the sunflower heads? If you have no idea what the Sunflower Showdown is, take a look up here. We'll put the whole group of videos right there. And if you want to know where it all started, I'll put that video right here, the origins of the Sunflower Showdown. Thank you guys, and I'll see you later.